From Public Notice, bankruptingamerica.org.
Morning once again for another exciting episode of Keep It a Real Sports here on Chat About It Radio, brought to you by CBS Radio. I'm Ed Easton. Alongside we have Stanley Talouis, who's straight ahead of me. If you can see him on the camera, probably see a little. Yeah, there you go. He waves at people. That's what he does. Wearing his Giants blue right now because it is football Sunday. We also have the best interns in the world. I just gotta put it out there. You know, I care so much about these guys.
I don't know about the world. I would definitely say this room.
Oh, this room. They're definitely in this room. You know, the ones that that don't drink as we're doing the doing the show that's on video right now.
Ed, I keep it simple.
You keep it very simple.
Bacon, egg, and cheese
Danny Clase is here, as well as Lincoln Ricketts, who is working the video and is also our stat guy.
Yes.
There you go. Lincoln says yes. That's what it's all about right there.
So many contributions, man.
Oh yeah, it's definitely so much contributions going on here.
Stops everything. Just yes.
Yes. You know the guy is an innovator.
Yes.
For real, he is. And we just want to let everybody know this is a very interactive show. You are watching us currently on keepitrarealsports.com, which is probably the best website in the world.
Tell them the number, Ed.
Tell them the number. That's actually what I wanted to get into. I wanted to, just jump into it. The number is 877-242-8212. Call us up. You have anything going on in sports. Of course, today is, Super Sunday, Football Sunday. Everything is happening today. There's so much stuff happening today that I'm too excited. I'm amazed.
The VMAs has me truly excited more than Sunday night football. So
take that back, sir.
Take that back.
I'm not taking it back.
We're actually going to talk
I have you know
that
one of the all-time great rivalries in football is tonight. Sunday night football.
Well, one of the all-time greatest rivals, Kanye versus Taylor Swift, is going on tonight
is that
too.
Really
so,
all-time?
So
we haven't won you.
So
really
it's
all-time. Can you really compare? 60 years. I mean, not 60. I'm sorry, 30 years of.
To 1 year of Shane. Yes, I can.
Okay.
Yes.
This fan can.
Well, as long as you admit it.
Definitely.
But we're gonna get right into it. I mean, obviously, the first hour we're gonna focus more on baseball, USA basketball, and such like that. But the second hour, obviously, we have to focus on football. We're gonna talk a lot about the Giants and the Jets. We're gonna talk about what to expect with the Giants playing the Panthers today at 1 o'clock. We're gonna discuss obviously the Jets taking on the Baltimore Ravens tomorrow night on Monday night. Tomorrow on Monday Night Football, I should say, against the Baltimore Ravens and all the matchups there. Honestly, Hard Knocks is over. It's time for the real season to start. I'm excited.
Ravens was in the season finale, right?
Yeah, which I accurately predicted. I predicted that because I think HBO has a hand in this. Come on, what better way to kick off the football season and to end Hard Knocks than to bring in the high-priced cornerback at your will. We're also going to talk about some of the upsets from yesterday. A lot of stuff happening in college football. One major top 15 team lost to a 1AA team. We'll talk about the second time in 2 weeks. This is I don't know what's going on this season, but we'll talk, I think there's you're looking at a lot of 1AA teams that are showing that they can play with some of these BCS teams. Also, we're going to talk about some of the local high school teams around the country. I mean, around the state, I should say. Most likely, some of the more local teams around here. So, can we get right into it?
Yes, definitely can get right into it right now. And first of all, like I said, football Super Sunday. You guys, so there's a lot of stuff going on, like we said, with the VMAs. I'm guessing that's a huge thing, for some people that are not, for everybody that's not in the sports. I'm guessing that's the biggest draw.
Yeah,
that is the biggest draw right there.
Because also that attracts men and women alike. Even though sports mainly attract more of the male audience, everybody's gonna be love to see Nicki Minaj.
I will not be watching
Lady Gaga and whatnot.
Because 1, I'll be at work, and 2, my cable was cut. So.
Well, there you go. We have a lot of real life.
I had it set for my DVR. I had my DVR set to record it, and I was gonna watch it when I got back home. But when I got home last night from work, apparently Time Warner decided, hey,
cut that out.
Time to end it.
Yet my
Speaking
internet still
about-
works, which is retarded.
Well, you gotta have something. That's what I'm talking about. But speaking of which, the VMAs, I'll actually be doing a live blog of it on 923now.com, so you may want to check that out.
Nice plug.
Good stuff right there. Now we're gonna get into sports. The biggest thing
Really? I
right
thought
now.
I know it was special.
Well, you like to be a smart aleck. You really? All right. First thing I really want to jump into the Yankees.
Soulmate.
I don't know.
Second
Mariano blows one.
second walk-off loss.
Mariano, I don't know, man. You know what's funny? He's always in Texas. It seems like Texas is just like that place.
Texas usually happens.
It's the third time I believe in Texas already,
Right.
and it scares me because this could be a team we could see in the postseason.
It will be a team you see in the postseason.
You know, so as a Yankee fan,
If you win the division,
Yeah.
that is a team you're going to see in the division.
Exactly.
In the playoffs.
exactly. So there's a little bit of fear there. It's not just about us being better than everybody else. It's the matchup issue that we're gonna have with Texas.
I think as far as in a playoff season, in a playoff scenario, I don't think I have anything to worry about in terms of playing against Texas. I think that's the least of your worries. I mean, I think pitching wise, I think you match up well. CC Sabathia, obviously, night in and night out is gonna give you as much as he's got, and he can shut down just about any team in the league. The rest of the rotation, I think the way it shakes out, I think you'll be all right. I mean, your number 2 starter at this point is AJ Burnett. I mean, could you get the good AJ, the bad AJ? If you get the bad AJ, if you do win the division, you got home field advantage. So that's one less thing to worry about. Your third starter coming down, who would that be? Is that I don't even know. I don't know.
Third starter.
I don't know. You're a
Third
Yankee.
starter. Well, here's the thing.
Because I know
Vasquez-
Pettit's still hurt.
Yeah, Pettit's still hurt, and they're hoping Pettit can be ready for the beginning of the postseason. Now, here's my thing: he has to get back within the next week or two in order for him to have a real secure chance. Because I can't just throw him into a postseason game after being out 3 months.
Right.
It feels like.
Well, as far as the groin injury goes, he's got another rehab start to go. I think he's got a simulated start, then a rehab start on Tuesday. And then it'll be a week from that point. So a week from Tuesday is when the Yankees were expecting to have Pettit back. And if you have Pettit back in the playoffs, I mean, I think that's all you can really hope for. I mean, you're talking about, one of the great postseason pitchers. I mean, CC Sabathia, who was pretty good last year, and before that, he was pretty horrible in the playoffs. But between Sabathia, Pettit, Hughes, Vasquez, you've got a lot of options there. Hughes has been coming out of the pen lately because of the whole innings cap thing, which I think is stupid. But again, he's another guy that if Pettit isn't ready, you can bring him in there and throw a few innings for you.
Definitely. And Vasquez is struggling, though. That's the only problem.
Well, I mean, look,
He's been struggling the whole year. He hasn't been consistent.
But you knew what you were getting. Vasquez isn't the type of guy who you can really put a lot of stock in.
Yeah.
He can be good and he can be bad. Has he been better than that the first time he's with the Yankees? Yes. But
being better, he was horrible the first time.
Right,
so,
right.
You can't
it's
really,
just
yeah.
right. I can't. There's a comparison for that, but I can't really say it on the radio. What the point is, whether it's Vasquez, Pettit, Hughes, whoever it is, I think the bats are the thing you really have to worry about. Look at Jeter.
Yeah,
batting 260.
That's not Jeter. That's not Jeter numbers
in a contract year, no less. I mean, what do you do now? You don't want to think too far ahead because you got the playoffs coming up. But do you bring him back?
You got to bring back. He's a captain. He's the face of the franchise. I think he's the
face of the franchise, but he's a shortstop with limited. Let's look at the player for what it is.
Range. That's what you keep saying.
Yes,
right?
let's look.
I don't think he's that limited.
Yes, he is.
Let's
look at a player for what he is.
Okay.
He's a shortstop with limited range.
All right.
Let's say he's better than what he is right now. He's better than a 260 hitter. You're right.
Yes.
But let's say at best, right now at this point of his career, he's a 280 hitter. He's a shortstop with limited range. He's a singles hitter. What are you gonna give this guy $20 million a year for the next 3 years to play shortstop?
No, we're not gonna give him that much. Not at all.
But do you say? Okay, do you, as a Yankee fan, you gotta be hoping he has a big postseason because
the only way.
You can't pay him based on what he did before this year, and if you're gonna pay him based on what he did this year, that's not much.
Well, here's the thing now.
You can't pay that guy $20 million.
Here's the thing. The guy, obviously, we're going to be paying him a lot off of legacy. I mean, I just don't feel like, me personally, as not just a Yankee fan, but as a baseball fan, I just can't imagine Derek Jeter in another uniform.
I agree.
It's similar to like Cal Ripken and Tony Gwynn. You
I
can
agree.
see them in other uniforms. You know what
I
I mean?
agree, but
just,
from the very beginning to the very end of their careers,
Yeah.
they were productive.
Well, no, I can't. Cal Ripken broke down at the end, and so did Tony Gwynn. They definitely
Tony
both
Gwynn
broke
down less because in '98 when he did go to the World Series.
He did, but I think he retired in what 2000? Was it 2000 he retired?
Did he? I don't know.
I believe 2000. I remember he was hurt all in '99 and most of 2000.
When did he make the Hall of Fame?
He made the Hall of Fame, I believe, in because 4 years after they retired,
5
right?
years.
5 years. So it was 05. He went to the Hall of Fame. So did Cal Ripken. They went together. They left together. I remember that was the year they had the All-Star game, and they added one more extra spot on the American League and the National League with Cal Ripken to be out on the American League and Tony Gwynn on the National League. I thought that was like the last time Bud Selig did something good when it came to the All-Star game, where he actually did right by the fans, in my opinion. That's what you do. You pay homage to players that have been there for 20 years that
But then he took it to a whole nother level
helped the
and
game
decided
grow.
he decided to let every team send a player.
Well, yeah, he took it to another level. But see, now you're not looking at it. I'm talking about the honor. The game was supposed to be an exhibition to show off the All-Stars, and then you make it into a better event when you put win the National League and
there's not a lot you can say to convince me that Bud Selig does a good job.
That was the only good time I say. That's the only thing I think I thought he was good. You know, that was the only thing.
You could throw a dog a bone. Fine, that's right.
That was the only thing.
That's great.
All right, but we'll move on from that. But
I don't think you can pay a guy based on legacy.
Well, here's the thing.
I think Jeter needs to really look at this past season and think about the future and honestly take a pay cut.
He's gonna get 3,000 hits. We know this. The Yankees are gonna they want him in a Yankee uniform getting 3,000 hits. You understand what I'm saying? That's gonna happen.
But that doesn't mean that you should pay him $20 million
oh, no,
for one milestone.
Well, we're not talking about $20 million here. He's not getting paid anywhere near that.
Come on.
He's gonna get 15, I think.
That's still a lot.
Still a lot. But here's my thing. Compared to other shortstops in the league, he's still of the elite. He may not be as good as he was. Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Okay, in the American League, name 5 better shortstops.
Well,
see, look at that. It's a problem, now, isn't it?
No, it's not. I can't think of it on the top of my head.
That's the thing. Derek Jeter's the first name that pops out in your head.
Because he's Derek Jeter. He's a name.
What do you mean he's a name?
He's more than
names.
His name precedes his legacy at this point.
I understand, but so you're trying to say the guy still can't make plays?
I'm not saying he can't make plays, but I'm saying at this point he's not top 5.
Well, that's the way I look at it. He's 36 years old. He's gonna be 37 next year. It's inevitable. You're not going to be a top-notch player forever. You know, everybody makes the comparison like, well, Pete Rose got his 3,000th hit like when he was 37, and Jeter's about to turn 37. So would Jeter have a shot at getting the fourth, breaking Rose's record? I think he has no shot for the simple fact that Rose, I believe, was a perennial 300 hitter.
Yeah,
even when he was in his 40s.
Pete Rose was hitting 200, getting 250 hits. 220 hits. At 39. So I don't.
And he was crazy.
Well, listen.
Like a fox.
Crazy. Yeah, exactly. Crazy like a fox.
Yeah.
I don't know that. Jeter's definitely not gonna break the record, but as far as getting 3,000 hits, he'll do that. But like I said before, do you really want to pay a guy that much money for one milestone?
Honestly,
I understand A-Rod because A-Rod's gonna hit. He hit 600. He's gonna hit 660. He's gonna hit 714 and 756 or whatever.
Listen to tell me what you think of this. What do you think of the Yankees? I know you've talked about this in the past. Possibly move Jeter to the outfield.
I think that's a good idea.
He's a center fielder.
No.
You don't think he's a center fielder?
Left field.
Left field?
He doesn't have the arm for center field.
Yeah, he's never had a real strong arm. That's
exactly.
True. That is true.
You move him to left field. Then that's always been, in the past few years, that's always been the Yankees' weakest position.
Left field, yeah.
So if you,
they haven't had a sure left fielder, in my opinion, since what?
You can't, I don't know.
Left field, what? Even then, like when they had Chad Curtis, Shane Spencer, these
right.
out
left
there,
field
Ricky
has always
Leday,
been their weakest, weakest
Darryl
position.
Strawberry for a minute.
Well, listen.
What?
Strawberry at that point was still
what?
Was still better than what
he
Jeter will be in left field.
No, come on now. That's a bit much.
Yes.
And you know
Jeter in left field isn't as good as Strawberry was in left field for the Yankees.
But Strawberry wasn't that great.
I'm not saying he was.
He wasn't really hitting for average. The guy was a slugger for anything. But
that's what he was.
Messi was a bit of everything.
Yeah.
This is a different thing.
290 hitter. Yeah. 30 home run, 30, 40 home run.
But the Yankees, what was he batting? Like 215, 220, but he hit some home runs here and there. Like that's all he did really. It wasn't that great. You're
taking a lot away from Darryl Strawberry right now.
I'm taking a lot away from. No, the
guy I
can go deeper into taking away.
Personally, I think you're doing that because he's a Met.
No. There's plenty of other reasons.
A lot and giving a lot to Jeter, and you're a Yankee fan, and it's making me mad.
See?
Just letting you know.
Look at that.
You're not a real rapper. But anyway, what we are going to talk about, though, with Jeter. See, there he goes. He's not a real rapper, but has an album out. I don't understand that. Yeah. Now,
I've been begging these guys for a copy.
The
but
thing
no.
with the thing with Jeter, I feel like it's gonna work its way. It's gonna work its way out somehow. For the simple fact that he's such an icon in New York sports,
Why
not
can't-
just baseball, not just the Yankees. New
I
York
agree,
sports,
but
period.
you can't pay a guy based on legacy. You can't. You can't.
But you also can't. They're not gonna pay him heavy money. If Jeter goes in,
I think they will.
you think it will? Well, you know what? It's not like we don't have it.
I'm not saying you
Hear
don't.
me out. It's not like we don't have it.
I'm not saying you don't,
You
but
know?
why not spend the money the right
who?
way and get players that
They're the Yankees, man. They're gonna pay him.
The Yankees. We're gonna get, if we were talking about the Mets, where the Mets are like the hang on to every penny.
We never had a Jeter.
which, by the way,
Or what?
I mean,
They're penny
they,
pinchers.
they,
That's what the
they
Mets
are, and they have the money. They
They're
run
penny
an organization
pinchers.
like they're the Pirates.
They do. They are very cheap. That is a very cheap organization, and it's a shame because I'm not a Mets fan, but they pretty much rob their fans out of joy and happiness every year.
Wow.
They do.
Yes.
They do.
Suck
I was
the life
watching.
out of us.
I was watching the game yesterday against the Phillies,
Right.
and the crowd was just like, we gotta watch these a-holes. Like that's how it was basically.
Dude,
You know?
Beltran hits a home run and they started booing.
Exactly.
They won and they booed.
They booed. It's unhappy. You go to
You
a
know-
Mets
you
game
know- you
because
know
you're
it's-
miserable.
You know it's bad when
So much.
last year, well, not last year. Let's say 4 years ago at this point, in 06, when the Mets were ahead in the division and all that.
Yeah.
If the Mets were on at 1 and the Giants were on at 1, there's no way
Mm-hmm.
they would bump the Mets
Never.
on FAN.
Never.
Today the Mets are playing on Bloomberg 11:30. So
Oh.
that just goes to show you.
Well, here's the thing. Now, the Mets back in 06, and I honestly, I had to admit this. Remember, I'm not even. I do not like the Mets at all. I had to admit this to Stan when they was going through their run that they are the best team in baseball right now. They are
They
fun
were.
to watch.
They were.
You understand? They were. You
Best
remember back
record in
in
the National
06?
Daniels?
They were fun to watch in
Oh,
06.
yeah, they were.
And the Yankees were struggling. Even though the Yankees made the playoffs, everybody was talking about the Mets
Yankees
every
had the
week.
Mets and Yankees had the same record that year.
Yeah, but the Mets were fun to watch.
Yeah.
The Yankees
Which
were kind
barely
of.
happens.
Yeah, the Yankees were kind of, philandering
something.
around. The Mets, you watch the Mets, you see Reyes running around, stealing bases. You got David Wright with big hits. There's always excitement, Paul Duca. There was just,
Paul
the
Duca.
team was such character, They had a manager everybody liked in Willie Randolph. There was so much.
Yeah, they shouldn't have fired him.
They had a
least
great
not the
thing
way they
going
did.
there. Beltran was actually playing good. They had Delgado had a resurgent year from everybody thought he was done after Toronto. They had the right team to win the World Series that year.
That was their year.
And you know what I'm saying? I keep telling y'all that.
That was the year.
Because I remember the Yankees weren't that good. They had the best team in baseball from pitching to hitting. Even the biggest question mark, which is still a question mark, is Oliver Perez was then. And he was pitching pretty well for them in that playoff.
Well, the thing about 06 is that a lot of things happened that screwed us over. Duaner Sanchez getting hurt.
Yeah.
In
In a weird freak accident, right?
right.
Yeah.
That was what set everything in motion for everything. Now, if
You
Duaner
think
Sanchez,
if Duaner Sanchez didn't get hurt getting out of his car, I think that's what it was a cab, right?
he was in a cab and the cab got into an accident and he hurt his shoulder. If Duaner Sanchez doesn't get hurt, by the way, that was a pretty savvy trade by Omar Minaya.
Oh,
Omar Minaya he gets a lot of flack for some of the trades he's made, and I'll admit he makes a lot of horrible trades.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, before all this, in the past few years, he's made some bad trades. But before that, he's been a pretty good a pretty good general manager.
Yeah.
If he was handcuffed. If Duaner Sanchez doesn't get hurt, you're talking about you don't have to make that trade for Roberto Hernandez.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to send Xavier Nady somewhere. I mean, you've got
They picked up Sean Green that year also, I remember.
that was the year after.
The year after? No, I thought it was during the year. They didn't?
Sean Green wasn't on the 06
Oh,
team.
okay.
So, if you don't have to make all these trades. You don't have to send Xavier Nady to San Diego or wherever the hell he went. And then it wouldn't have sent everything in motion the way it did. And then injuries started to pile up. El Duque got hurt the first round of the playoffs. Nobody thought it was a big deal, but I mean, as soon as that happened, I was like, this is gonna spell trouble for us because, El Duque is that guy that he's that stopgap. If for whatever reason other guys can't come in, he's there. And a weird foot injury, running in the outfield, when that's a weird injury for a pitcher. And then we swept the Dodgers in the first round.
Yeah.
Played the Cardinals, and I knew that once we didn't have El Duque in a 7-game series,
Well,
something bad was going to happen.
They had a better team than the Cardinals. They came down to one pitch. That
Right.
Yadier Molina.
Right, but
Yeah.
no, it didn't come down to one pitch.
It really
to
did, in
no,
my opinion.
Because if Beltran swings,
Oh, yeah.
it's a different series.
Yeah, they had 3 pitches. That's crazy. How do you take 3 pitches at home?
In his
2
defense,
men on.
in his defense,
Wow, you are the best hitter on the team, and you
in
do
his
that?
defense, I will say this: Adam Wainwright's curveball is one of the best in baseball.
Wasn't that good? At least you're gonna
No,
swing
it's-
at it with
it's
2
very
strikes. You're gonna swing. You're gonna swing.
A 12-6 curveball, you think it's up in the zone, you think it's gonna be a ball. If it drops into the zone, I mean, he should have swung. But
The
hey,
ball
I can
bat
understand
never
why
left
he
the
didn't.
shoulder. Never left the shoulder.
But what I'm saying to you is, if let's say he thinks it's a high fastball,
Yeah.
or at least a high changeup, a slider left high up in the zone. Let's say it's a ball.
Yeah.
He swings and misses on a ball. I mean, we're talking about a guy that can't make contact. But I understand where you're coming from. Don't get me wrong.
No, all right.
But there are a lot of people want to say, "Oh, he should at least taken the bat off his shoulder." I can understand. I mean, why? I can understand why he didn't.
Okay, so that situation with the Mets, pretty much rebuilding, start over.
They've been
whatever
rebuilding
they're
for
gonna
like
do.
4 years, man.
Well,
I'm tired of this.
well,
Honestly, they've got to clean house. They've got to clean house. They've got to get rid of Minaya. I mean, they're not going to. They're planning on reassigning him within the organization.
They don't like to fire people.
No, I mean they're not going to fire him.
It's like the Knicks. We don't want to fire Isaiah.
Exactly. This team is being run like the Knicks.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point,
They're orange
as a
and
Knicks
blue.
fan, I just want Dolan to sell the team and get away from the Knicks as quickly as possible. I mean, that's what I want the Wilpons to do at this point, because the Wilpons, I think their dream is to go out west and buy either the Giants or the Dodgers. And I think if they want to do that, just do that, because what they're doing is just ruining baseball for New Yorkers. I mean,
Mets fans.
for Met fans,
Or New Yorkers.
who are New Yorkers. But like,
In some way.
I really have no desire to watch the Mets anymore. Even people that I work with, at the Fan, have no desire to watch the Mets anymore. You have no idea how happy I am that I'm going to work later, and by the time I start my shift, the Mets game will be over. That's really what I'm looking forward to today. You're talking about, I mean, an organization where they try to sell you on
Hopes and
meaningless
dreams, yeah.
crap
Yeah.
year in and year out, and like the fans that we are, we're like the idiots that we are, we believe it.
Oh yeah.
Last
I see
year,
that.
when they signed Jason Bay, I was like, you know what did we lack? We lacked outfield power, and we got it. Jason Bay comes in, hits 6 home runs, and he gets hurt, done for the season. And, I mean,
It's
you
a
got
tease every year for you guys.
then
You
they
sound like you're talking about relationships. Now.
right. It really hurts. As a Met fan, it hurts me.
It's like watching Lifetime.
Well, let's not get crazy. I wake up and I wake up the other day, and what do I hear? Oh, Johan Santana done for the season. Have to have shoulder surgery.
Shoulder surgery.
And then this is the second time in 2 years where Johan's season ends. Because he has to have surgery. Last year was the elbow. This year's the shoulder. And the crazy part, this year he's not even sure if he's gonna be ready for opening day.
Yeah.
It's September.
He's just not
You're telling me
ready.
you don't know if he's gonna be ready for opening day?
He has vacation.
Come on.
He's like, I don't know if I'll get
I
it
can
back.
understand. I can understand Johan saying, "Well, I don't know if I'm gonna be ready for pitchers and catchers." I can understand. That's February. You have surgery. You got to rehab it. I can understand that. Opening day. You're telling me from now the season hasn't even ended yet, and you're not even gonna be ready for next season?
Yeah, that's
And there's no pitchers out there that we're gonna get. Cliff Lee's going to the Yankees.
yeah.
Let's be real.
Yes.
Cliff Lee is going to the Yankees. There's no way.
We
If
know
I was Cliff Lee, I wouldn't come to the Mets.
No.
I mean, why? So I can win 15 games.
So I can watch the other team win.
Right.
Watch the other team
So
in New York win.
I can pitch a no hitter and still lose. Come on,
How do you pitch a no?
it's possible.
I know it is. I've seen it. But here's real quick. We're going to go around the league real quick. Nigel Morgan, the Nationals are still waiting on word from Major League Baseball of the appeal
Just
of
about
the
the suspension at this point, man.
It's very interesting stuff. There's sources within the team saying that Morgan will not be back with the organization. Now, I put the question is actually posed on keepititrealsports.com with the video of the brawl again. Would you, if you're a general manager, would you take a shot on Nigel Morgan, or do you really feel like he's the bad
would.
boy of Major League Baseball?
No, I would take a chance on him because what he brings to the table is more than just his attitude. I mean, let's be real. Before this year, he never really had any any issues like this. I've never really heard too many character issues about Nigel Morgan before.
Well, you heard about him throwing the glove down and missing when he thought the ball was a home run. This was actually this year also. Thought the ball was a home run, went to go grab it, couldn't see it. He just threw his glove out of the way, and his another outfielder had to back him up.
I didn't hear that at all.
He threw his glove away.
Well, I mean, look,
during the play. Who does
I mean,
that?
I don't.
It's a lot of character stuff. You look at him, and then the whole brawl incident, and yeah, it's a lot.
I don't know. Maybe he's just frustrated because he's playing. He's been playing for bad teams all his entire career.
Yeah. Well, would you take a shot on him? I bet you he's a Met next year.
Then his issues get bigger. He punches Will Pond in the face.
You know what? If you tell me that he's gonna do that, I sign him.
Yes.
I'm signing him today.
I'll give you something else to talk about.
Would I? I don't know if I would, honestly, because I'm looking at his stats.
Yeah, see, is he worth the investment?
Hitter,
yeah, like because
317 on base percentage.
He's a leadoff hitter, and you not really have leadoff numbers in terms of average.
Yeah, if you're a leadoff hitter, you got to be hitting at least over 280.
Yeah,
257 isn't saying much. However, he is playing for the Nationals, so I mean,
he's plenty of opportunities, so that doesn't really help his cause.
And for a guy as fast as he is, he only has 33 stolen bases. He's been caught stealing 17 times.
Huh.
That's not very.
He's
good.
not shy.
No.
So I mean, he'd be a good number 9.
You could mold him into.
He'd be a good number 9 hitter as a double leadoff. I feel like.
I see upside.
In the American League, you mean?
Yeah, in the American League, I feel like he'll be. He's the type of guy that's
maybe he can go to Baltimore.
Yeah, like Baltimore. They're gonna take him.
That'd be a nice play for him.
I bet he's a Met though.
But I mean, he plays center field, and they have Adam Jones, so I don't think that Baltimore's a good spot for him. I hope not.
And they're like, you could play pitcher.
I don't think he will. Just based on position, I don't think he will be Met, because I mean they're grooming Fernando Martinez, if he can stay healthy, of course. So I don't know if he'll be a Met.
Everybody just gets hurt.
Not everybody.
Except for David Wright.
David Wright got hurt last year.
Yeah,
he had a concussion.
Yeah. But he's like he rarely gets
But
hurt.
He's the toughest Met on the team, because when he got the concussion, he didn't want to go on the DL. He just wanted to sit out a couple of days and then come back. But I don't know.
He's like, I just got a little headache. It's still good.
He's my favorite Met right now.
That's your favorite
not of
Met?
all time, but obviously.
Well, who's your favorite of all time? Real quick. You got a couple of seconds.
I don't know if I really have one. Ray Ordonez was one of my favorites.
Yeah, just because he could play defense. And he could play
Lenny Harris,
good on defense like he did on offense.
I was a big Lenny Harris fan.
That's one of the best pinch hitters of all time.
Todd Hundley, I could say.
Hundley. Very underrated. They don't talk about Todd Hundley as much as
Todd Hundley should have won the MVP. I think in 97
97, yeah.
The year it was in 96,
but
97.
The team wasn't no good.
No. The team was decent, but it was the fact that Ken Caminiti won it that year.
Yeah, and he was on drugs.
And exactly.
Yeah.
So that and I mean I think the record still holds for Hundley's home runs.
All right. Well, we're going to step aside for a moment for a quick CBS news break. We'll be right back and listen to Keeping It Real Sports.
CBS News Update. I'm Jim Taylor. Tax cuts. On CBS Face the Nation, House Republican leader John Boehner.
If the only option I have is to vote for some of those tax reductions, I'll vote for them. But I've been making the point now for months that we need to extend all the current rates for all Americans if we want to get our economy going again and we want to get jobs in America.
Previously said he would only support extending tax cuts if it applied to everyone, including the rich. On Fox News Sunday, White House economic advisor Austin Goolsbee.
What we cannot afford to do is pass $700 billion additional dollars of tax cuts for millionaires and billionaires at a time where we're going to just borrow that money.
And on NBC Meet the Press, advisor David Axelrod.
We agree on the middle class tax cuts. Let's not hold them hostage while we debate whether we're going to give this very small number of people at the top a tax cut that we can't afford.
CBS News Update. I'm Jim Taylor.
All right, we're back. Keeping It Real Sports here on Chat About It Radio, brought to you by CBS Radio. And we were just finishing up a discussion on Major League Baseball with the Yankees, Mets. Very interesting stuff. Like Stan was pretty much going deep into how he feels about the Mets as a strong Mets fan.
I'm not going to talk about it anymore.
He doesn't want to talk about it anymore. You see, this is hurting him emotionally, physically, and all the above. I don't think that's the only two that could hurt you. But,
you know,
sometimes you got to chase love.
Tell Drake that.
It's funny because thank God I'm a Giants fan.
Really? This year, you want to be happy to be a Giants fan? I'm not. We're gonna talk about it in the second hour, but I'm not really excited to be a Giants fan this year.
Could you imagine Mets Hard Knocks? It'd be sadness all over.
It would just be the hospital.
HBO couldn't even write the good script for them. They struggled. Last year the Mets sucked.
Jerry Manuel will be like the least animated coach there. He's like, well,
I hate him so much.
We gotta
say waivers up. Bring your playbook.
We gotta see the ball, hit the ball.
Yeah.
I hate him so much. I've never hated anyone more in my life. Well, no, that's not true.
Yeah, Chipper Jones.
No, yeah, you're right. I've never hated somebody or affiliated with the Mets more. I'll put it to you that way.
Oh, okay.
I can't wait till he gets fired and they bring in somebody like Wally Backman, who's just gonna punch people in the face. Just, you didn't run out the bunt, I'm gonna punch you in the face. I can't wait for that. You have no idea how much I'm looking forward to seeing that.
How do they bring back Bobby Valentine?
Because Bobby Valentine doesn't want to do that. He's happy on ESPN.
Yeah, he's an analyst.
He doesn't coach the
Nah,
Asians
Japanese.
No
He's Japanese.
Yeah. They're Asian.
Yeah, I know.
Asia.
I know.
Okay.
I just gotta be specific, you know.
Okay.
Those people, you don't want to get them mixed up.
I don't really have any last thoughts on baseball. I don't want to talk. I don't care anymore because
my
team is out. My team isn't going anywhere. I
really right now.
I really don't care to watch the postseason with teams that are good.
All right. Well, how about this? I'm going to give the number out, 877-242-8212. Everybody, thank you for listening to us right now through Chat About It Radio as well as through KeepItARealSports.com where you can see us. What we're going to do right now is switch gears over to USA basketball. Big win against Lithuania. It was big because history was made as Kevin Durant, a.k.a. the Big Skinny. And as you can see,
is that really what they call him?
Yeah, you're not going to disrespect you're not going to disrespect Kevin Durant like
First
that.
of all, as you see, Lincoln is very, very
that what I like.
He's very
like
intimate about how much he loves Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant drops 38 points on Lithuania.
What was the record before that?
It was actually
35 by Carmelo Anthony.
Well, okay. Thank you, Lincoln.
I'm here.
That's what he's here for.
That's what I'm here for.
I was just ready to say it, but he got it in front of me. All right.
You got to say it quick.
Okay.
Exactly.
So Carmelo Anthony broke that record. Durant, now here's the thing. Did you see what he did that game?
Yes, he made every shot possible.
Well, that's that.
Well, not every
but
shot.
Also,
I'm sure
he sounds just a little biased. Just
a little bit.
Just a little bit biased.
Which I'm gonna sound later on. I'm gonna sound a lot biased later on. I'm just telling you now when we talk about football. But go ahead.
Okay. Well, check this out.
Just a warning.
How about this? Durant on his sneakers wrote a little special tribute because remember this was 9/11 yesterday. It was a very horrible tragedy. Everybody knows 9 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Durant had a special little like signal. I don't know what it was. It's like a 9/11 on his sneakers, and commemorating all the people that have lost their lives and are fighting overseas. And I guess everybody's saying that maybe that was the inspiration for him for breaking the record, scoring 38.
You see, that's what Kevin Durant is. He's just a stand-up guy.
Oh man,
he's just a stand-up guy. He just scores 38 and and just play for his country, not for himself.
I'm sorry, he didn't.
Not Larry Hughes,
He didn't end the
current Kevin Durant. Even though I respect Larry Hughes and saying what he does.
You're making him sound like he's Rocky. Rocky ended the Cold War. Okay.
Touche, sir. I'm glad you bring this up.
Yes.
I'm glad you bring this up because Rocky did end the Cold War. If you read an article I wrote a while back for Keeping It Real Sports,
yeah, go to the archives.
If you go to the archives on KeepingItRealSports.com, you can read an article I wrote about how Rocky single-handedly, nobody else,
no one else,
single-handedly ended the Cold War.
Yes.
And I think maybe Kevin Durant was inspired by my article about Rocky.
Maybe he was. I believe he was.
I think he was.
I
think Kevin Durant went to KeepingItRealSports.com, read my article about Rocky, and was inspired about how Rocky ended the Cold War by himself, literally. And he just decided, you know what? I'm just going to put USA basketball on my back and just show the world how, the U.S. is united, even on 9/11.
See, another thing, the game also on against Russia, he had 33 points, 2 away from Anthony's record.
That's just, that's just like telling Russia, don't forget who won the Cold War. That's like, cause again, like I said, I think he just, I think inspiration, he just gets inspiration straight from me and my articles.
Speaking of the Cold War,
Apollo Creed did die.
I was just gonna say that Apollo Creed. You cannot forget about Apollo Creed's sacrifice.
Listen, no war no war ends without some certain casualties. It's not Apollo Creed's fault.
USA top hat.
He did.
And USA trunks.
Yes.
It's not Apollo Creed's fault that he just can't take a hit.
Whoa.
Yeah,
he couldn't.
The guy had 4,000 punch. What was it? What was his punch power?
Hey.
It was pretty high.
Hey.
And he dated Bridget Nielsen.
Who didn't?
Well, you're right.
Sylvester Stallone did.
She's like the old version of Cat Stacks. But continuing on.
They've had that too.
The USA basketball, they faced Russia, 89-79. They were losing by 3 in the first half, and then Kevin Durant again had the most, I believe, 21 points in the second half, and just put his team on his back again. I think Kevin, as much as people say the B team, speaking of, Derrick Rose was benched for the fourth quarter yesterday as well, because his outside shot wasn't hitting in, and he wasn't productive.
He never did.
I know, but rarely just see him shoot a 3 and it goes in. Nothing was happening here for today, and Stephen Curry didn't play, Dan Granger, and he didn't play at all, and it was Gordon, Chauncey Billups, and Westbrook in the backcourt throughout the fourth quarter.
All good shooters.
Yes.
I think. Come on.
Russell Westbrook?
He's a pretty good shooter.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He's a slight above Derrick Rose, but he penetrates better.
Right.
Than Derrick Rose.
I'm just saying he's I mean, I'm talking all decent shooters in terms of what you have in the rest of the team.
Russell Westbrook, they couldn't I don't think there's no one in FIBA right now that cannot stop Westbrook from penetrating right now.
Well, whatever.
All right. Well, here's the thing, real quick. Now, when you look at Lithuania, they shut down Linus Clase. Everybody knows who Linus Clase is, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. They shut him down.
What's Missouri?
He definitely did. And he's also playing for Lithuania. He got shut down. Andre Iguodala, very great defensive job. 1 for 11 shooting.
He finally did something worthwhile.
The guy was averaging 19 a game. They shut him down. 1 for 11 shooting. You know, Andre Iguodala. I didn't expect him to be such a great defender.
That's what I said when people were like, "Why is Andre Iguodala on the team on Madhouse?"
Okay.
I'm just letting you know. And I was massacred and told, "Oh, Iguodala, why would you have him on the team?"
Because he wasn't doing anything besides
you
this
keep
game.
him around for defensive purposes, and what if they didn't have Iguodala? Obviously, he's a
Someone else.
player.
I think somebody else would have stepped up.
Even if Clase scored 20 more points, they still wasn't winning.
He'd rather have Mayo in that game.
Oh, well, he always rather have Mayo.
Yes.
Because Mayo would have shut people down. He shuts people down.
Mayo's a better complete player than.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, I like Iguodala more than Mayo.
Okay, you like him, but that doesn't mean nothing.
I think he's better.
He's not a more complete player than
He's better.
What are you saying? Like, you're just saying he's better. You're not saying anything though.
No, because he's defensively better.
Okay, I said complete. Now what else?
And Mayo, he's not all that. He's the third option. Iguodala's like
the third option
second,
because
first
he has to
option.
be.
Huh?
Thank
you. Iguodala's the first option because he has to.
If you put
if
you put OJ Mayo on a team where he has to lead the team on his own, I think he's.
Well,
I think he's scoring 25.
I think he would have
it would be a problem.
I think he would. No, I don't think. I think you give certain players that aren't that good too much credit. Lincoln.
Rudy Gay.
I really do.
You got Rudy Gay there.
I mean, I understand how you say he's not a more complete player. Like, all he's saying is defensively. What else can Iguodala do? Dunk?
Yes.
All right. Well,
Okay.
He's definitely not as good as a shooter as
Iguodala,
OJ
and we're
Okay.
gonna say
that's one.
All point guard skills, all passing
He's a better
skills.
passer, right?
He's
Like-
not a great. I can't wait till he's the
boy.
first option so he could get exposed.
Okay.
You are acting as if he's the
Like your
second
man,
corner.
like Iguodala's getting exposed in the NBA right
He
Okay.
now.
doesn't get exposed. He's
The
still
only
a very
knock
good
on
player.
Mayo is that he's 27 years old.
Yeah.
He's like 20.
He's a very good player.
He's 72 years
24.
old, really. Isn't he? Come on.
He looks old.
He's really old.
He's like 24.
OJ Mayo, he's really
like
old.
He looks
24,
really old, though.
24,
He's
25.
137 years old. Come on.
He's 37 years old.
He was a
Yeah,
mentor
true.
to LeBron James.
Here's the thing. If you want to hear more great random talk about OJ Mayo and Andre Iguodala, it's the
This is always
Madhouse on
I'm gonna
on
write something about
keepitrealsports.com
OJ
through
Mayo.
OWWR. It's on Fridays at 4 o'clock. Check them out. You're gonna see some advertisements
Only on
about that.
Madhouse can you get an article about OJ Mayo.
Yes.
Chronically. The Times don't do it.
Well, listen, the
But
times
the
aren't up on
Memphis
OJ Mayo.
Memphis Post will have
The
this.
Memphis
So
Post, a great leader in literature.
All right. Well,
they probably are.
back to USA basketball. They have to play the finals against who again, Lincoln?
Chicken. Oh, wait.
Turkey.
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 All right, Turkey. They're playing Turkey today. Everybody's expecting them to win.
With Hito Turkey on the team. But do you know where they're playing right now?
Where?
They're playing in Turkey.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah.
Home court.
Home court. We'll break their
so-
hearts in front of them. What's the problem? I don't say we did it to China.
We did do it,
Well,
China.
okay, China.
But China's
China was
like-
never in the finals.
But in
Right.
the
Might as well
Olympics,
play dead
though, we
people.
beat them.
But they were
At
never in
China.
the finals, though.
Let's be real. What are the odds that Turkey wins this game?
Not huge. Not huge. at
Not
all.
huge.
The home court advantage.
If you had to
But
put a
Spain,
percentage on it.
but
That
we thought
it matters
no,
so much to see
last
the feel for the
year,
match.
2 years ago, we thought that Spain was gonna be an easy boat ride over them. But
Spain's a lot better than Turkey.
yeah, you're right.
a lot
But we
better
never
than
thought
Turkey.
they were gonna take us down to the fourth quarter. quarter.
Well, like I
Nah,
said,
it's
Spain is a
good.
lot better than Turkey.
Yeah.
He's pretty
I don't
good.
think Turkey's gonna do
And
that.
let's be honest.
But we
US
thought we could beat Spain by 20.
I think Turkey's gonna be done by like
here's the
second
thing.
quarter.
Here's the thing with the U.S. You gotta
Unless
understand.
Turkey will have a rampage.
The
Imagine
U.S.
that.
is still running out there, even though we talk about the Durant's performance. It's still the B team. Let's be honest. This is not a great team.
This is an A- team.
This is a B team.
This is what I also said on Madhouse. and
I
was
would say B
massacred.
plus.
I'm just
I'd say
letting
B
you know.
plus.
It's a B. You know why it's a B team? Because when your options are like Iguodala's on the court, Odom's on the court, and they're like your main people.
They're still winning.
First of all,
Of
Iguodala is
course
not
why
their
we
main
win, but
person.
That just shows the level of competition around the world. Let's be
Yeah.
honest. If we had the NBA All-Stars versus the USA B team in an exhibition, it's a
Yeah.
blowout. You know this. If they had
That's
LeBron,
true.
Wade, Kobe, all on, come on, let's be honest. We didn't throw out our best team.
Well, it's not really our choice. I mean, these guys.
Last year's team, the redeem
Redeem
team,
team.
versus the B team. Redeem team would beat them by 40.
I don't know about 40.
I think it's 40.
I'd
Did
say
you see that squad?
25, maybe.
I know,
I say
25.
20.
That squad was ridiculous.
I mean, there's some talented players on this team.
They
really
are some,
talented.
yeah, they're
They're
talented.
just younger.
They're very young, but they're not. You know, these guys.
Actually,
the real
no.
players were not there.
You have to take the All-Star. That means you have to take Kevin Durant and put him on the Olympic team.
No, you gotta have no. The reason why with Kevin Durant, he's kind of like Benny from Sandlot, compared to the rest of them. It is. You,
So
you
he's
got
the
that
best
reference,
player
yes.
on the team, and he's just carrying them.
Yes.
He's like,
Yes,
put
he
your
is.
put your hand in up in the outfield. I'll just hit it right to you.
Exactly.
Yeah, yes,
Which
he
is
is.
fake, by the way. I don't
That
know.
was
if-
Benny.
I don't
I'm not
know.
gonna disrespect
Yeah,
Benny.
yeah,
You
I
wish
gotta
Benny played for the Mets.
I do. Who did he play for at the
The
end
Dodgers. The Dodgers.
of the Shocker.
And you know, and Smalls became a writer.
Smalls did become a
He became
writer.
a baseball writer. Sandlot's a great movie. You gotta
Sandlot's a
watch
great
it.
movie.
I would write an article about it, but there's just I can't really. It's hard.
Speaking of
Brady
a good
didn't really have
segue,
any
you actually
stats.
just wrote an article about he got a game, and you broke
Yes.
down Jesus Shellsworth, a high school legend.
Let me
Is he?
let me
Lincoln
just,
High School.
let me just
Big state.
I'm not gonna give too much away.
Yeah.
But there's some recruiting violations I picked up on that no one ever discusses.
So you're saying they're kind of like they're on the USC path?
You think Jesus should have to give it back all his accolades that he won?
I think Jesus shouldn't even been allowed to go to college. Honestly.
Oh.
Man, that's good. Well, he could have.
For example,
Real quick example, you can't give away too much.
I'm not gonna give away too much.
Yeah.
But people who have seen the movie. Hold on.
It's a Spike
I
Lee
don't
joint.
I don't like referring to it. I don't like referring to these things as movies because when I break them down and try to act like they're real life. But no, the scene where Big Time Willie gives Booger and Jesus a ride to school.
Yeah,
That's a gift.
that is.
That's almost like when LeBron's mom got a loan to buy the Hummer. He should Jesus should not have been allowed to play any games.
I'm sorry, but speaking of the Hummer, how did they afford gas if they were like so poor they couldn't get other stuff?
I'm sure they found a way.
You're right. Your Bob was saying like how did it first start like?
I'm not gonna say how, but I'm sure they found a way.
Hey, I'm just
That
saying.
really gets me mad about the whole situation. To this day, Jesus Shuttlesworth has not admitted about what he's done. He's very
Right?
standoffish.
To this
Right.
day.
Avoids the media. Doesn't want to talk about it.
You know what I think they should do, which is for fun. Because I think what year was that movie made? 98.
98.
98. Why don't they do like a 12 years later and have just Ray Allen talking as Jesus Shellsworth?
I think
that would
a
be
great idea.
hilarious.
That'd be
He
a
has
great
Bring the
idea.
whole
he has
cast.
a hairpiece on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they-
right? Just
do that.
how he never made it.
Yeah.
How his decision to go to big state was a horrible idea.
Him and Denzel just talking about that. Would be,
Jake finally got out of
he
jail.
got out of jail.
They're over the whole death of his mom thing. Like
I mean, they could do it.
I know it's an
things
accident.
happened. I mean, my mom was acting very
I feel like-
crazy.
But the only way for that to happen, it has to
Okay,
be shown on
okay,
BET
I'm
for
sorry.
a while, and then the next
I-
BET Awards
I,
they'll bring him
I,
out.
Mom.
I hate to keep giving stuff away,
Yeah.
but I gotta bring this up.
Okay.
I think blame has to go to Jesus for his mom's death.
You said this before. I
You
remember.
you cannot. Jesus is not without blame here.
Oh my.
Let's be real.
All right.
First off,
Mm.
he was very disrespectful to Jake, throwing his basketball out, into the trees
Can't do that.
from the court.
That's
I
a
mean,
no-no.
they lived in the projects in Coney Island.
Yeah.
What are you throwing the basketball away for?
You're not gonna get it
back.
again.
You're not gonna
that back.
you're not gonna get that back.
You're not getting that back.
That's not true.
That is very true.
From the
Because
projects?
no,
You
he was
know
very
somebody
known.
else picked it up.
He was very known though. Everybody knew about Jake and his father though.
So
that
what?
they lived in the project. So when you know somebody, in the
You're
ghettos.
reaching.
I'm not reaching.
I think
You're
somebody.
reaching.
I
in
think
the
somebody took
ghettos, And if you know somebody, you don't mess with him. He's getting his ball. Oh, that's Jake's pops.
I'm from the hood. I let somebody ride my bike one time. They have a bike again.
Yeah.
But look,
That's your
okay,
fault.
even
the project of Coney Island or the project
No,
of
but look,
my way.
He
They
lives
do
in the
that.
projects.
even
He
if
put out a high
that's
rise.
true, even if that's true, that's disrespectful to throw the basketball like that.
Yeah, that's disrespectful.
Then he storms home. They're eating dinner, and he tries to get up without being excused. And then Jake tells him like a parent. He says, "Jesus, sit down and finish your dinner." And he says, "No," and he mouths off. And of course, Martha Shuttlesworth had to get all involved, and
All involved.
she has to go. She has to get involved. Let the father, deal with
Be
his
a
son.
father.
Let the father
Ladies,
be a
if
father.
you're listening now,
Exactly.
Stan Talouis could be your possible husband. I'm just letting you know.
What?
Some things to look out for.
No,
Could you
I'm
imagine
just
if Stan
saying.
had a basketball prodigy son, he'd be better than him by 5. At 5 years old, he'd be better.
Let the father be a father. Don't get involved, and
But
then
he
you're
was
gonna
pushing
go
it.
and hit your head on the counter.
Get
Get up, shake it off, yo. Come on,
If his mother could only live to see him.
right?
Oh man, I don't think that's something you want to.
And then
I'm
he
just
always
saying.
complained about his dad naming him Jesus. What a jerk.
Right? That's a
That was
biblical
great
name.
That's
It's a
that's
biblical
mad, that's
name.
mad pressure though.
Okay.
It is a lot of
That's
pressure.
mad,
we're
that's a
gonna
lot of
say-
pressure.
No,
Everybody-
read the article. Read the
Save
article.
your
better than
comments.
Baby
I,
Jordan.
honestly,
Save your comments.
I
for
think
that.
I think it's my best article since Major League.
Major League. So any given Sunday wasn't your best.
I gotta say, any given Sunday.
we didn't get a lot of responses on that one.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Something about any given Sunday just didn't
feel right.
feel right to me. I just
I thought the program was slept on. I like the program one.
I
like that
did
one.
like that one. I
You
did
know
like
the
the
article about the game.
Oh, the show.
The show.
Yeah.
Oh, that
You
should
know
be
what? I gotta be
interesting.
honest with you. I don't watch the show.
Oh,
man.
I don't because it's on BET. What am I gonna watch? it
Oh,
for?
okay.
It
We're not
was,
gonna get into
originally, it was originally on CW though.
Nobody saw it on that, though.
Come on. Is
All
that
right.
is CW any different
It was,
than
it's a pretty good show.
is
Hey.
the CW any different than BET? Come on.
Hey
Yes,
guys,
a
just
lot.
very different.
Just-
Very. They don't show Vampire Diaries on BET.
They don't.
I
Or Supernatural.
They
or
should
anything
have a
that's
black
super at all.
vampire show.
I think they had a movie like that. Didn't do well.
Oh,
They wouldn't even
Vampires
go
in
out there
Brooklyn?
tonight.
Vampires in the hood.
Didn't
They
do
wouldn't
well.
go
Vampires
out-
in Brooklyn?
Yeah, didn't do well.
They wouldn't even go out at night.
All right.
We just stay home.
They would just
Oh,
stay
okay,
home.
okay.
And still,
Real quick,
40 ounces of blood.
Whole question of the week, guys. It
How
actually
do you
deals
skip
with
the
USA
biggest news, though?
basketball.
I'm just letting you know.
What?
What?
The biggest- The Bulls and with the Knicks, Bulls and
We're
Melo.
not finished yet.
Oh, okay. How about
How about
you
because
just
let me
answer
finish up USA basketball. Can I do
I
that?
sense tension.
Thank you. So you want to jump in? USA basketball. We were just talking about that. The poll question of the week, because they're talking. Kevin Durant has the highest average in USA basketball history for an individual player.
that? What a great
They're
guy.
saying, is he the best player in USA basketball history?
Of course not.
No.
Now everybody's gonna say no. So we just gave 4 options. They
Did-
don't.
Did
You
Jordan
can
play?
write in an
Can I ask
answer
a
if you want
question,
to. Yeah.
though? Did Jordan play in the USA basketball, like the USA basketball, like in the World
It
Championship?
doesn't matter. It's USA basketball.
Oh, including Olympics?
Yeah, it's USA
Okay,
basketball.
if it wasn't including Olympics, then I'll include him there. But no.
It's USA basketball. It's all the same.
It's all the same umbrella.
Exactly. It's all the same umbrella. So I put as the choices Michael Jordan, Dwayne Wade, Kevin
He
Durant,
really wants 100%
and
on
Larry
this poll.
Bird. We have choices. Just you can write in. You have write-ins as well because there's the article there as well. So we have a write-in vote.
Can you really?
Yeah, you can do a write-in
Nick Van
vote.
Exel.
Nick Van Exel.
Just-
I was gonna go with Allen Houston for
Nick
a
Van
second.
X. Oh, you're right.
I was going to go with Carlos Arroyo,
No, actually, I'm gonna go with Christian Leitner.
the Leitner.
He's in Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame. Later.
Kevin Love.
Oh man, Kevin Love was good.
He's
Rondo.
including to the to Coach
Hey,
K.
guys. I didn't get cut. I just don't want to play. Rondo, you got cut. Don't lie.
Coach K said that Kevin Love is his. You know how Mary Hodge has that factor back? That's who he is. I'm so serious.
Kevin
You really
Love
think
is
that
like-
he's the guy, like the secret guy? That's my weapon, my secret weapon.
Kevin Love is just too chubby to me.
All right. I don't know about all
Kevin
that.
Love, the same guy coming out of college who everybody thought was like 6'11", hitting threes like the American Dirk Nowitzki, but then he turned out to be 6'8".
And he
that-
just does post moves.
6'8" and stubby. All right.
Stubby.
Next, real quick. What you were saying, Lincoln? Yeah,
Oh
talk.
yeah.
There you go.
Melo,
Now you talk.
there's been deals. 2 deals for Melo.
Okay.
It's between the Knicks or the Bulls. The Bulls look at the bigger deal. They're trying to give away Noah, but now reports saying that Noah is staying because he's such a franchise player.
Oh yeah.
He's
It's intangibles.
I don't know what it is about Joakim Noah that just
Everybody
people
loves
him.
He's like Tim Tebow. That's why he came
Nah,
from Florida.
He's better than Tebow.
He's
Whoa,
kinda like,
whoa.
You're getting crazy right
They're
now.
getting crazy.
Respective sport.
You're getting crazy.
He's better than Tebow.
getting crazy right
You're
now.
getting crazy.
Tebow
right now.
is
316.
Jesus.
Tebow is Jesus.
He
honestly.
walks on water.
You're right. You're right. I'm gonna go pray for what I've done.
You should.
Yes,
Should.
I apologize.
Yeah, so also, so this is a funny thing I thought was funny. They're trying to give away Luol Deng. Did you know that Luol Deng had a 6-year, $71 million contract?
Yeah, I did. He was when he was good. You understand? He was
No,
good.
stop.
He was good for 1 year.
He was as
One
good as
year he
O.J.
was really
Mayo.
good. They had
One
high
year.
hopes. They were saying,
See, y'all
"Oh
day
man,
right
this
now, y'all day
this
right
guy's
now.
a poor
Y'all
man's
day
LeBron."
right now.
I remember that. I remember that. He was good for like 1 year. You remember what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
He was really good.
Better than
What's
O.J.
really
Mayo.
good to you?
He was averaging like 20 and like 8 and something like that.
Yeah.
He was putting up. No, it was like 28 and 6. He kept averaging something around
Yeah.
there.
He
And
did not have 28 and 6.
No, there was a span. He didn't do it for the whole season.
Oh,
but he
I'm
was
about to
going
say,
real
he did not
high.
have
And
28
he was
and
heading
6.
into his contract year. So they said, "Yo, we got to hang on to this guy."
Yeah.
That's what they was thinking, and you saw what happened. He's like Austin Crozier. Like Austin Crozier was hot during that playoff run for the Pacers. That's what got him all that big contract that was infamous in their downfall.
Keith Van Horn, all of them.
He averaged 18 and 7 in
See?
06.
See, there you go. He was averaging like crazy numbers. I told you.
18 and 7 is not crazy.
Well,
That's
in
crazy
terms of a young
That's
player,
OJ Mayo
Oh,
does that as third
as, hold
option.
up, as a young player.
He does that as a third option.
Yes.
OJ Mayo does
He has
that
that
as
on
a
the
third
boards.
Well, Luol Deng wasn't the main option that year. He definitely wasn't the
It
main
was
option.
between
that
him
year.
and
Ben Gordon.
Actually no, that he was like one of the main
It was
because
Ben
Ben Gordon
Gordon.
never started.
Ben Gordon, Heinrich.
No, you know,
Gordon was
listen,
averaging like
I like
a good number
Luol
off the-
Deng.
Yeah,
I
he
like
had a good game.
Luol Deng is one of those guys who's really
Yeah,
really
he was one of the main options of scoring.
I don't know if I would have given him $71 million though.
Me either. I would have gave him like
All right, but finish
3 year,
up-
40
finish what you were
million.
saying,
Johnson
though.
got
Finish what you were
COVID
saying.
Huh?
Finish what you were saying.
Oh yeah, but that's the big deal. Now I have a question before we head out to the next segment. Would it be fine for Knicks fans to give him this one little pass of him going to the Bulls and finish out his contract there, so he will sign a new contract with the Knicks the following year?
No.
It makes no sense. He's a free agent. when?
Yeah.
This
Next
year, after this year.
So he'd
This
have
year
to he'd
he's-
play 1 year with the Bulls
Yeah.
and then come to the Knicks.
I think that's a dumb idea if you're
'Cause
Carmelo.
He might like Chicago.
I say you go to New York right now. What are you waiting for? Go to New York now. What are you
Yeah,
gonna-
but they don't have the piece. They don't have the necessary pieces.
they got the
for-
money. The Knicks have the money right now.
But you have to trade.
no,
to
yeah,
get-
I
to
know.
get
I
paid.
understand. I understand. But Denver, here's the way. If I'm Denver, would the Knicks trade money to Denver? Because I'm pretty sure they need it.
How much
They're
money would
having
you
cap
trade?
issues as of right now.
How much money will you trade?
Well,
You
when they
can't-
always say cash considerations, I don't know how much
it's
they
never
actually
more
say.
than $3 million.
Hmm.
Cash considerations are never more over $3 million.
People would
Well,
love to
Knicks
give
gonna
more
have to
than
break
5.
that record. They're gonna have to do something different. I think they gotta get him now. If I'm the Knicks, if I'm
mean,
a Knicks personnel, you gotta get him now. I don't
time
think
to
you
get
wait.
it.
You can't. That's not the way. I think the collective bargaining agreement, keeps the Knicks from trading that kind of money. You can't just trade a player for, I don't know, $65 million. You can't do that, because then you're just buying the player. This isn't soccer.
Right.
You can't just buy the guy.
Or-
And then the Nuggets get that money. Then what? I mean,
Right.
it's not. There's a cap anyway, so it's not like
No,
what I mean?
I hear what you're saying. It's
They
just that
need the Knicks need the necessary pieces to make that trade. I think that what's going to come down to is I think Carmelo's just going to end up playing this season for the Nuggets. They're not going to be able to pay him because he's going to want to leave, and they want too much in these trades.
Lala
He's
wants
just
to be
gonna
in New
leave.
York.
Exactly, he's just going to leave.
That's
and
what I'm
he's gonna come
saying.
here.
Lala wants to be in New York.
Lala is gonna get it done.
Yes, Lala's
Exactly.
gonna get the deal done
let's,
for
let's
us.
be real.
Lala's getting the deal done for
I
us.
mean, she's not the original Lala, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think
everybody
he's
knows the original Lala is Rosario Dawson, and he got game.
I think
Like,
it's
He
New
was.
York
Lala Bonilla.
or
Right.
he
Nah,
stays in,
man, she was a. You know what? I'm gonna keep my stuff.
You do that.
we can talk about that off the air, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
we
will
can.
talk about off there.
Yeah,
I
you
know.
guys
You know
have a
what
couple
she
of minutes
is.
before
I
you
know.
do that.
I
Real
know.
quick, we got some
New
more
York
stuff.
or
we have-
Denver.
What?
I say New York or Denver.
Okay, we're not gonna. We're done with that part real quick. I gotta put out some real fast stuff. Pat Riley is going back and forth with Charles Barkley. Y'all know about this?
No,
That's terrible.
that's terrible.
That's why I want to get more into this because it's kind of just ballooned out of nowhere. I think Barkley made a comment about Pat Riley, his methods because he brought in these players and everything, and him and Riley are having a war of words right now. So I'm gonna have more information on keepingitrealsports.com about that. Just gonna throw that out there. The next thing that I really want to jump into while we have some time, the U.S. Open. Venus Williams is out. They Roger
been out for a
Federer
while.
is out. No, Venus just went out.
Federer.
No.
Yes, she just went out.
Why don't we say this for the
Kim
next
Clase
segment?
is in.
No, we're not saying it for the next.
Okay, I
segment.
guess
We're
not. I
saying-
thought
Wasn't
U.S.
it-
Open was pretty big in New York.
Roger Federer.
Didn't she lose in the semifinals?
Who?
Venus.
Venus lost to
Clijsters?
semifinal to Clijsters.
Yeah.
And On the other side is
Djokovic beat Federer.
Yeah.
I know everybody's, and I'm glad you brought this up because I know everybody was anticipating Federer and Nadal, but Novak Djokovic is actually a very good player.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward.
He's one of the few people that have Roger Federer's number.
Yeah, and not too many. Like you said, not too many people have it. Have his
So
number,
far, only
but
3 people have that.
I don't think he's gonna beat Nadal though. I think Nadal is just he's that much better
He's
than
murdering the competition right now.
I don't think it's. I don't know if he's gonna. I wouldn't say Nadal's gonna beat him in straight sets today at 4 o'clock. I would say if anything, I could see Djokovic winning.
Yeah.
Winning a set, but I think Nadal pulls it out in 3 sets.
The greatest thing about Djokovic is that his composure is great. I never seen any because when Federer was going back and forth with him, a lot of players. When I say a lot, I'm talking about 95% of tennis players would lose on that one-on-one battle right there.
Right, and I mean even Federer's a guy you can see when he's frustrated. Nadal, you don't really get that. It looks like he can just play forever. Like he can just keep going back and forth, and he's just got all this energy, and he's just almost like he loves to play. I think that's the thing I like about
a little bit of Borg back in the 70s.
Bjorn Borg.
Actually, he really is he really is the modern Borg because of the French Open.
Yeah. All right.
Real quick though, just it's 4 o'clock, right? Can I tell you today's a jam-packed day with stuff. You got that. You got football starting up, which our whole hour is dedicated to football. Last hour.
Oh, I know. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Real quick, since we got 30 seconds, WNBA finals begin today. Storm take on the Dream.
Oh, the
Liberty actually they lost. They played
that
well.
I know they lost to the Dream. That I know.
Cappy Pondexter put on one heck of a show. Angel McCourtry, she's like the future of the WNBA. 40 points.
Oh.
40 points that last game against the Liberty.
That's like 2/3 of what a team does.
Great game. She's gonna be she can play. Definitely can play.
I know. Before you got off,
game.
What happened to Avery Lotta?
Don't know.
What happened to her?
She was considered like the nicest, the best
like
point
Lil
guard.
Iverson, like a female Iverson.
Wasn't she with the Sparks?
I don't know who she was.
What we are going to do is step aside.
No,
You're listening to Keep It a Real Sports here on Chat About It Radio, brought to you by CBS Radio.
Danny didn't get it.
I know I did, but...
CBS News, I'm Jim Taylor. Tax breaks.
What we're proposing is a tax cut for 100% of Americans up to $250,000 of their income.
White House advisor David Axelrod on NBC's Meet the Press talking about limiting that extension to folks with less than $250,000 a year.
If the only option I have is to vote for those at 250 and below, of course I'm going to do that.
John Boehner on CBS Face the Nation. The House Republican leader had previously said he would only support continuing tax cuts if it meant everyone, including the rich. Turnaround for the female American hiker imprisoned in Iran.
Sarah Short is ready to be released conditionally, Iran's state-run Press TV.
Tehran's prosecutor general says a bail of $500,000 has been set for the release of Sarah Short.
A senior prosecutor says Short's release is due to health problems and she'll be free to leave the country. Her Iranian lawyer says that release could come in the next 2 to 3 days. No such good news for the 2 other Americans. They stay in jail. The prosecution says its spying case against the 3 is nearly complete. Indictments have been issued. Larry Miller, CBS News.
Pakistani intelligence officials say a suspected U.S. missile striking early today, killing at least 4 associates of a warlord who is fighting Western troops in Afghanistan. And in Afghanistan, NATO says a Taliban commander, 4 other insurgents, killed in fighting in the eastern part of that country. For a 3rd day there, Afghans are rallying in protest over derailed plans by an American pastor to burn the Koran. In the wake of that gas explosion in a San Francisco suburb, the death toll climbs in San Bruno. 7 known killed, 6 people still missing. As we hear from KPIX reporter Julie Watts, volunteers at work in the devastated neighborhood.
I have formula and I have diapers.
Got anything?
I'll come back with that.
Thank you so much.
Many who came to donate volunteered to stay in sort. Critical to this operation.
Actually, the Red Cross is not really set up to take what we call in-kind donations.
So without volunteers like Colleen, they'd have no way to get these supplies to families in need, like Tina's.
I just want to say thank you for all your help and your support.
Anything left over after the shelter is closed will be donated to local charities, but the Red Cross says they can always use those financial donations.
The 50-year-old gas main that blew up there, labeled high risk by investigators. Former Alaska Governor Sarah Palin.
Freedom is worth fighting for, and that's why he is out.
At a conservative rally in Anchorage, hosted by TV commentator Glenn Beck. Inside, supporters paying as much as $225. Outside, protesters like this man.
There are some of us who have the ability to think critically, and we can see hate, and we can see fear-mongering, and we can see racism when it rears its head. And so we're here to show that we are those people who see that.
Alongside Goddard, René, and Truffaut, he was a notable member of the new wave of French filmmakers Claude Chabrol.
Merci.
60-year career making daring new movies. Claude Chabrol dead at the age of 80. This is CBS News.
Than any other show, CSI Miami.
Miami PD!
Dead body.
Looks like things took a wrong turn.
She was stabbed. This is personal.
What are you gonna do?
I am gonna get to the truth.
Here we go.
Critics call it powerful, taut, and stylish.
We never assume anything, do we?
But most of all, fascinating.
He's not gonna stop until we make him stop.
David Caruso.
This is a dangerous game.
CSI Miami, CBS Mondays.
In this tough economy, you have to get your money's worth. That's why at CBS Monday, we're guaranteeing our laughs. Now you won't have to wonder if How I Met Your Mother will be funny. We guarantee it.
How great is that?
Or if the new comedy, Accidentally on Purpose, 2.5 Men, or The Big Bang Theory will make you laugh until you cry for your mama. We guarantee it.
You're afraid of insects and women. Ladybugs must render you catatonic.
It's comedy guaranteed. Mondays, only CBS, followed by CSI Miami.
With an unstoppable faith in her own ability, Alicia Kabak, host of ChatAboutIt.com's The It Factor, has become one of the top rising female entrepreneurs of her generation. As founder and CEO of Kabak Casting and VIP Talent Connect, Alicia Kabak was recently named to the 2010-2011 National Association of Professional Women, an exclusive ranking of the nation's top entrepreneurial women. So, what is The It Factor? Log on. Tune in every Monday from 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern to find out. The It Factor, hosted by Alicia Kabak on ChatAboutIt.com.
What are you missing on ChatAboutIt.com? It's time to voice your opinion. It's 877-242-8212. And let's chat.
We are back keeping it real sports here on Chat About It Radio, brought to you by CBSRadio.com. And now here's my thing. We're getting into football right now. It's that time of the year. Everybody gets all excited. They, pull out their cleats. They haven't seen since, February. Bring out their old jerseys of players that they used to admire.
My cleats have been used.
I'm just
all
checking.
summer long.
They've been used all summer long? For baseball, obviously.
No.
No, what?
Football.
Football? Oh. Well, look at you. You play all year round.
There's summer leagues.
All right. And you have found them, sir. Now, we are going to start off with high school football. Now, Stan, you currently have some of the results from yesterday because week one was just underway.
Yeah, absolutely. I chose to cover the Catholic leagues because that's what I'm familiar with. So these aren't all the games, but these are some of the games from around the city. Bear in mind, some of these teams played out of the state. And they played some out-of-state teams. Zavarian beat St. Peter's 55-7. From what I remember about Zavarian, they're a very good team. There's three divisions. There's usually there's A, AA, and AAA. They're usually a pretty good high AA team or low AAA team, depending on the year. Christ the King, which is a perennial CHSFL powerhouse. They lost to Hingham High School in Massachusetts, 41-36. Stepanek lost to beat Iona Prep 23-6. Holy Trinity, who's they're ranked in the top 5 at least in the league. They beat St. Francis of Buffalo 21-19. Monsignor Farrell beat St. Joseph Collegiate 21-20. Long Island Lutheran, which has a very good basketball team, beat Cardinal Spellman from the Bronx 48-13. Kellenberg beat Chaminade 24-21 in overtime. From what I know about that rivalry, it goes back a ways, and it's pretty good. That's a pretty good rivalry because they're both in Long Island. Chaminade being one of the top all boys schools on the island. Kellenberg, they're always around. St. Anthony's, which is you can't say enough about St. Anthony's. They beat State College of Pennsylvania 28-17. Look for them to probably contend for the CHSFL title this year. And my alma mater, Holy Cross, in the Battle of the Boulevard, beat our arch rival, St. Francis Prep, 31-6. On to some rankings. St. Anthony's is the top of the rankings at 1-0. Holy Trinity is number 2. Chaminade number 3, which it surprised me because they're 0-1, but they came into the season highly ranked, so they should, depending on how the season shakes out, they should fall a little farther because I don't know how far they're gonna stay in the top 5. Holy Cross at number 4. They're also second in the New York City rankings in terms of PSAL and CHSFL. Zavarian right after them at number 5. They're ranked 6th in the New York City ranks. I own a Prep at 6. St. Joseph by the Sea at 7th. They're also 7th in the NYC ranks. Fordham Prep and Mount St. Michael are 8 and 9. They haven't played a game yet. And Archbishop Stepanak, who, like I said before, just won. They're 10th in the rankings. Some notable people to look out for. Some guys in the Catholic League to look out for. Guys from my alma mater. Devin Kajust. He's going to Stanford next year. Wide receiver. Had over 900 yards of offense last year. 7 touchdowns. He'll be heading to Stanford next year. He's gonna have a big year this year. I think he's one guy people that really have to look out for because it's not too often Pac-10 teams look this far east for players, especially in the Catholic League. So, that's one guy you should really take a look at.
Yeah, that's definitely big. That's somebody we might actually want to talk to in the near future, huh?
Well, listen, I still have ties to my old high school, my old coach, Coach Pugh, legendary coach in terms of college, Catholic high school in Queens. So I mean, listen, if whether I can talk to him or Coach Brian Kelly over at Christ the King, we can get some of these guys in here and talk.
Definitely
talk
can
to
have
some
it
of these guys.
and chop it up real quick for high school football.
Another guy, Terrell Hunt. He's a two sport player. Plays. He's a starting quarterback for Christ the King. He's going to Syracuse next year. He also plays basketball. He was one of the best players for Christ the King's title winning team last year. He'll be on the team next year. I'm not sure if he's going to focus on just basketball or just football in Syracuse, but another guy I'm really proud of seeing because he's from my neighborhood. I've seen this guy play for a while. I mean, he's the real deal.
All right. Yeah, Stan knows his stuff when it comes to Catholic football. In high school, he knows it big time. Stanley Talouis.
Yeah, I played it.
He played it. The guy played it. He was on MSG actually as a highlight of him.
Why are you constantly bringing that up?
Okay, I'm not gonna bring it up anymore. Well, you should have told me. You should have never told me. On KeepItRealSports.com, we're actually gonna have a special section dedicated to high school sports. That's gonna be coming up soon on the website. A little bit on this week, so look for that. PSAL scores are not up yet, so we really can't get into all the scores. But we are going to say that we are going to be following it very closely.
I mean, I've got a few of them.
We got a few of them. Which ones came in?
I've got Erasmus Hall beating last year's PSAL champion Curtis 14-12.
Look at that.
Wayne Morgan had a 54-yard touchdown run with 10:42 remaining in the third quarter and that was the deciding score. Boys and girls beat DeWitt. I don't know the score there. What other scores do we have? I don't know. I was looking at this article. Some of the players around the city to look out for, like I mentioned before, Devin Kajust going to Stanford. Fatan Bauta, a fullback / linebacker from Poly Prep. He's a junior. Supposedly he's pretty good. I don't know a thing about him. I haven't seen him. I don't know too much about these high school about the public schools. Shaquan Coles from Curtis. He's a running back. Last year had 1,600 yards and 20 touchdowns. No word yet of where he'll be attending. Columbus High School has a defensive lineman Al Page, 6'3", 300 pounds. I mean, the team didn't do too well, but he's going to Rutgers next year. That should be a good player to look out for. Wilbert Lee from Boys and Girls. He's a running back going to UConn next year. UConn's a program that's getting better and better every year. I mean, they lost to Michigan 2 weeks ago, but yesterday they put up 63 points against an unranked team. But he's up there. Like I mentioned, Terrell Hunt from Christ the King. last year, passed for 1,100 yards and 12 touchdowns, rushed for 533 and 3 more touchdowns. He was a junior. Like I said, he's going to Syracuse. He's a great kid, great player. His mom died of cancer last year. I can't say enough about this kid.
That's very tough.
I can't say enough about this kid. For a guy who's been through as much as he's been through. It's kind of you see these guys on the field and on the court, and you forget how young they are.
And they're kids, and
right.
They're kids.
He's huge. This kid. He's like 6'2". Like,
but he's like 17. Like
16.
16 years old. You see what I'm saying? It's like the kids.
Isaiah Kearney from Zavarian. Last year he's a smaller running back. Ran for 724 yards and touchdowns as a freshman last year. He's a sophomore this year. So look for him to really. Playing for the Rush as a freshman right there is a big job.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Matino from Xavier. He's a running back / defensive back. He'll be looking to step in and do something with Johnny Clark moving on. Jordan Paul from New Utrecht upstate. He's a senior quarterback. Not sure where he's going to go. He's a senior, but he passed for 1,200 yards and 14 touchdowns. And Lincoln High School producing an offensive / defensive lineman, Wayne Williams.
Basketball. They don't just do just basketball.
It's not just basketball with Lincoln, right. I believe he's one of the best defensive linemen in the state. So look for him to really make a name for himself.
All right. That was definitely my high school. We're going to have plenty of more, like I said, on KeepItRealSports.com in the near future. We're actually going to move on to the college football. A lot of has been going on, a lot of upsets. And, Stan, I know you're a little upset with the certain game between Ohio State and the U.
Well, all right. I guess we'll start with that. Here's my thing with that. Ja'Cory Harris has to play well. I'm not going to sit here and make excuses for Miami. I thought that they had a very good chance to win the game, especially in the first half.
Yeah.
The defensively, the defense and special teams were what kept us in the game in the first half, and Ja'Cory Harris just imploded and just gave away the game in the second half. I don't care who you are, you're not going to throw interceptions to win the game. He was making the worst passes I'd ever seen in the red zone. You're talking about, Travis Benjamin cuts in for a slant, you pass it right to a defensive lineman and Cameron Hayward. Granted, I know Cameron Hayward has a history of playing tight end back in high school, but that's
not a good play.
He's a defensive end. You can't make that pass and let him go 80 yards back, and then they were going to score on that play. And then Terrell Pryor, and he didn't play all that well. Terrell Pryor was all right. He was average. He was just what you expected him to be. And I'm tired of these gimmicky offenses where this it is what it is. But Terrell Pryor gets all this hype about possibly winning the Heisman, this, that, and the other thing. But I don't think he's all that great. Defensively, the Miami didn't play that bad. They were just put in a position where if your quarterback is going to give up, turnover, he's going to just give the ball like that. We're talking about fumbles on a punt return before halftime. Missed field goals by Matt Bosher, 2 of them in particular.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have that kind of game and expect to win. So next week I think we've got Georgia Tech. I think we can still, based on the schedule, we can still win the ACC. Ohio State's a good team. I'm not going to take anything away from them, but it was a game we threw away, honestly.
Okay. Now here's my thing. I looked at some of the games. So first of all these upsets, and those upsets always happen the first 2 weeks. It seems like every year in college football. You had like another Virginia Tech pretty much shot themselves in the foot. They're done. Their season is over. It has to be over. Now, they lost the first 2 games. Versus Boise State, we understand, but this one right here, come on. Against really?
I don't know if their season is done because
how
they can. These are both non-conference games.
But
they can still win the conference.
I said they can win the conference, but they're not going to get a shot at the national title.
No, absolutely not.
That's what you play for, in my opinion.
Well, with the way the BCS is put together, if you're not one of 3 teams, it doesn't matter what you do.
Yeah,
you can go undefeated and still not win the national championship.
It's happened before. So not even play for it.
Exactly. So it really doesn't matter that they won't win the national championship. I'm sure because winning the ACC gets you a BCS bowl no matter what.
Yeah.
So I think Virginia Tech, I don't think they'll win the ACC, but there's still an opportunity there. But I think the team that's really upset about Virginia Tech losing is Boise State.
Yeah.
because I mean, if Boise State, if you Boise State beats Virginia Tech goes on to win out.
The RPI.
Well, not the RPI. You're talking about strength of schedule.
I'm thinking of
college basketball, right? Yeah. Based on strength of schedule, Boise State's schedule suddenly doesn't look that strong because you beat a team that couldn't beat a 1AA team. Which, by the way, James Madison, cornerback, one of their cornerbacks, Dean Marlowe, graduate of Holy Cross. He's a freshman from
look at that.
Holy Cross High School. So doing big things over there. See, look at that.
The Cross. That's what y'all do.
No.
Okay. Just check it.
We're gentlemen there. We don't.
Oh, you don't. All right.
We shake hands after the game.
You don't do that either.
Not.